A boy came over to Rav Moshe Feinstein to ask him a kasha in learning, but he noticed that Rav Moshe was in tremendous agony because he was suffering from a sciatica attack. And he said, no, it's not a problem. I'll ask the Rosh Hashiva a different time. And Rav Moshe said, no, now is the perfect time to talk in learning. Ki heim chayenu va'orech yameinu. Because Torah is our life. Now is the time that I want to talk to you. Rav Moshe was always learning, teaching, or writing. He had his finger on the place in every single aspect of Kol HaTorah Kula. And when asked by a Talmud how he became so great in Torah, he answered that it's hard work and hasmada. Whenever there was a half a minute to spare, Rav Moshe would be looking into a sefer, whether wrapping up his tefillin or waiting for a chuppah. In the yeshiva, during Kriyas HaTorah, in between aliyahs, he would be brought a mishnayos to be able to capitalize on those few moments of learning. Torah was his love and his passion, and he understood that everybody in Klal Yisrael has the ability to achieve that greatness. Like the story told over by Rabbi Ephraim Eliyahu Shapiro about a young boy who thought that it would be funny to prank call one of the Gedolei Hador of Moshe Feinstein. And at 11:30 at night he called up, and the Rebbetzin told him that he's sleeping. Should I wake him? And he said yes. And when Rav Moshe came to the phone, he realized very quickly that this was a joke. And he asked the boy, what are you learning? And he told him the Masechta. He asked him what daf, and he told him. And Rav Moshe said, let me ask you a kasha on Tosfos. And then he said, do you understand? And the boy said no. And he learned the Gemara, Rashi, and Tosfos together with this boy over the phone at this late hour until he finally understood. And at that point, he said, now let me explain to you my kasha on Tosfos. And then the boy understood and he said, wow, that's an incredible question. And the boy was crying and his parents came over and said, what's wrong? He said, Rav Moshe Feinstein believes in me. And if he believes in me, then I should believe in myself. And moving forward, I'm going to commit myself to real learning. And Rav Moshe was able to impact the lives of all of Klal Yisrael through the numerous roles that he held. As Rosh Hashiva of Mesivta Tiferes Yerushalayim, as chairman of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah, president of the Agudas HaRabbanim, Chinuch Atzmai, Ezras Torah, and of course his leadership roles in the Agudas Yisrael and Torah Mesorah. Rav Moshe had an impact on everybody. Rav Moshe was the leading posek in the world, answering questions covering the full gamut of Shulchan Aruch, questions related to life and death, matters of modern technology, and so much more. And his influence, knowledge, and moral values had an impact on the entire world at large. When New York Governor Hugh Carey was looking to pass legislation that would involve pulling the plug on a patient that's on a respirator, Rav Moshe said that this is murder. And when Governor Carey heard that that is the opinion of Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, he immediately stopped the legislation. And while simultaneously doing his utmost for the Klal, Rav Moshe never lost sight of every individual. Like the time when he was asked to attend a fundraising meeting in the Hilton on behalf of Mesivta Tiferes Yerushalayim. And he said that I can't make it because that's the night of a wedding that I was invited to by a girl who is an orphan. He said, I don't know who the girl is personally, but she called me up and she asked me to come to the wedding and told me that it would be very meaningful, so I can't attend the meeting. Another time, Rav Moshe was headed out to an important meeting, and right before he got into the car, there was a needy fellow who came over to him asking for money. And Rav Moshe took out money and he gave it to him, but then the fellow started the conversation, and Rav Moshe began listening to him. And people that were around were saying that, maybe we should tell this individual that Rav Moshe's got to go. This is at a very important meeting of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah. And Rav Moshe said no. And he continued listening to the man. And later on he was asked, why didn't he just give him the money and excuse himself right away? And Rav Moshe responded, my mitzvah of tzedakah isn't just giving him money. It's about showing him that I care about him and that I'm not too busy to take the time out to listen to him. And on the 13th of Adar, 5746, the Hatzalah took Rav Moshe to the hospital. And as the ambulance was heading there, he felt his strength waning. And he let out his final words, Ich hab mir nishkan koyach. I don't have any more strength. Such unbelievable words. How much strength did he have already in those final years? Yet whatever strength he had, It was devoted to Torah, to Klal Yisrael, and of course to the Ribono Shel Olam. The police department prepared for the largest funeral that American Orthodoxy had ever known. Over 100,000 people packed the streets of the Lower East Side. Businesses chartered buses in order for employees to be able to attend. Schools all gathered together to be able to show their respect to Rav Moshe. And when he was taken to Eretz Yisrael, over 250,000 people gathered together for this levaya, making it the largest funeral since the times of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Let us take the time today to reflect on the incredible greatness of Rav Moshe, his vast Torah knowledge, his unstoppable Torah learning, and his great empathy for every single Jew. And let's ask ourselves, what can I do right now to become a little bit more like Rav Moshe Feinstein?